Hi, in this video I'm going to work through a few practice problems in which you're multiplying or dividing measurements and then rounding to the correct number of significant digits. Now the rule for multiplying and dividing measurements is that when we multiply or divide measurements, we're going to round our answer to the relative precision of the least precise input measurement. And by relative precision we just mean the number of sig figs. So if one measurement has 4 sig figs, if another measurement has 2 sig figs, and we multiply them out, our final answer is going to have 2 significant digits, whichever number is smaller. This is in contrast to addition and subtraction, in which we find the absolute precision. So let's take a look at a few of these problems. Problem 1, we have 72.8 centimeters divided by 3 seconds. 72.8 centimeters has 3 sig figs. 3 seconds has 1 sig fig, which means we're going to round to 1 sig fig in our final answer. So let's just do the division with a calculator. 72.8 divided by 3, and we get a measurement of 24.2666 repeating. Our units are going to be centimeters per second. And then we're going to round to 1 significant digit. So our first significant digit is going to be this digit. So we're just going to round to that tens place, and we get 20 centimeters per second. Or in scientific notation, that is 2 times 10 to the 1 centimeters per second. We're going to do the same process on number 2. 8.5 inches times 130 inches. Our first has 2 sig figs, and our second has, well, that 0 is not significant, so it only has 2 sig figs as well. So our answer is going to have 2 significant digits. When we multiply 8.5 times 130, we get 1105, and the units are going to be inches times inches, so inches squared. Since we're rounding to the first 2 significant digits, that's going to be those first 2 digits. We're going to round to the nearest 100, and so our final answer is going to be 1,100 square inches. Or in scientific notation, that is 1.1 times 10 to the 3 inches squared. Example number 3. 220 with the decimal point centimeters divided by 1.2. Our first input has 3 significant figures. That decimal point makes the 0 significant. And our second input is just a number, but it has 2 sig figs. So our final answer is going to be rounded to 2 sig figs. When we do the math, 220 divided by 1.2, that gives us 183, and our units are just centimeters. When we round that to 2 sig figs, that's going to be the tens place, because the second significant digit is the tens. So our answer is going to be 180 centimeters, or that's equal to 1.8 times 10 to the 2 centimeters. One last problem. We have 4.200 times 3.5. No units on any of these, but we can check the sig figs. This has 4 significant figures. This has 2 significant figures. So we round to whichever one is least precise or less precise. That's going to be over here, the 2 sig fig number. Our final answer should have 2 sig figs. 4.200 times 3.5 is equal to 14.7, and we're going to round that to 2 sig figs, so that's going to be to the ones place. Our answer is then, we're rounding up to the nearest one. That's going to be 15, or it's going to be equal to 1.5 times 10 to the 1 in scientific notation.